Hello and Satnam, everybody. I'm Donna, and I'm really excited about my topic today, which is on the nature of thoughts and the idea of dropping thoughts versus positive thoughts. And so I thought it would make sense to do this in two parts. So today in this installment, I want to focus on dropping thoughts and coming into what we call neutral in Kundalini Yoga. Neutral gear is where we just enter into this kind of spaciousness, and I just love that word space. We don't often think about space in this context because when we think about space, we think about literally physical space between one house and the next, or between, personal space between one person and another. But when we come into neutral and we let our thoughts go, which we do in the most basic form of mindfulness training, the most basic and universal way of entering into the meditative state of mind, we start to bring more space into our mind-body system. And by the way, that's what awareness really means. Coming into awareness or expanding our awareness is really just bringing more space into our internal universe. Because when I start to attach on something that I continue to recycle through my mind, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Or what did he mean by that? I start to chew on it like a dog with a bone, and I become very narrow. When I become narrow, I'm certainly not spacious. But when I let that go and I just breathe, now not only is my internal world becoming more spacious, but the world even outside of me starts to become bigger. I start to hear more. I start to see more. I start to become smaller, which is a good thing. I become small, not in the sense of not mattering, but in the sense of I'm a piece of this universe, and I can hear more, I can see more, I can place my thoughts in their rightful context as just passing things. I'm just a passing thing in this universe, and I begin to enter into this kind of revolving door. That's what the Zen masters used to call it. The mind is a revolving door where thoughts come and thoughts go. And I think that some people sometimes have the wrong idea. We think that we should enter into meditation and somehow stop our thoughts. But in fact, that's impossible, because thoughts are just what the brain does. And so the better strategy is to see them like a revolving door. And so as I become more spacious, I don't take myself so seriously as I become just a small part of the universe, which is what I really am anyway. And my thoughts are just doing what thoughts do. They just come in through the door and they go out again. They come in through the revolving door and they go out again. And we stop taking them so seriously. We're not stopping them, we're just not taking them so seriously. And we're not taking ourselves so seriously either, because at the end of our lives, all of that stuff that we worried about and that we placed great importance on will be seen as nothing. And so we really aren't such a big deal, and our thoughts and our concerns and our worry of the day at the end isn't going to be such a big deal. And so that's how spaciousness plays a role in meditative awareness. And that's what I call getting into neutral gear. And in the second installment, I'll talk about positive thoughts. In other words, if the idea is all about letting thoughts go, where do positive thoughts fit in? Before signing off, as I always do, I'd like to just practice that together. Let's practice that right here with the ocean beside me. Just the way the waves come up and the waves go back down again. That's also a lovely analogy for what thoughts do. They just come and go if we let them. If we let go of them, they come and they go like the ocean. Let's just do that together for a moment. Let's just sit and let's watch as our awareness expands once we begin to let the thoughts go and enter into that role of the witness. Let's just be a witness to our thoughts. You can begin to watch your breath as a tool for expanding your awareness. anything you can focus on as a tool or as a device to just come into presence and begin the process of letting the worries and the rumination go. I'm already beginning to hear more things. I can hear children in the distance, and I can hear birds. I hear people talking. You see, my world is becoming bigger. My senses start to pick up more. My radar starts to expand. And everything I thought mattered so much starts to just disappear a little bit, and it's lovely. I feel more. I feel the breeze. And even within my own body, there's more spaciousness. Within my mind-body system, I feel that my shoulders were dropping a bit, and it feels so good to open them up. You see how we start to experience more of our world once we get still. I can even hear little insects. Isn't that lovely? My hope is that you'll continue on your own and just practice that this week. Just the process of letting go, and how you can experience more space in your mind-body system. And then the next time I sign on, we'll talk about positive thoughts and the role of positive affirmations in this practice. Sat Nam.